Hello, everyone. Hope you are doing well. I'm Devansh, and I welcome you to this strategic case study exam pre scene analysis for November 2020 and February 2021. The company that's been given to us this time around is quite unique. The name of the company is Knowledge City Technology Park. So, throughout this pre scene, we are going to run you through each and every word, each and every line of the pre scene released by CIMA. And throughout that process, we are going to make highlights for you, underlines for you, comments for you to make sure that you can understand the company better while we mark out the E3, P3, and F3 study areas for you, which are also part of the core areas or the blueprints which have been released by CIMA. So, in short, all you have to do is follow our pre scene analysis, and you will see that we have great ideas for you. We have broken down the pre scene for you in a very simple, easy way, taking it back to the E3, P3, and F3 pillars wherever necessary to help you, question yourself, think about the important topics, and so on. But before you begin with my pre scene analysis, I always recommend all my students to first view the industry analysis because the industry analysis helps you to bridge the gap about knowing what the industry is before beginning with the pre scene. It helps you gain a lot of good ideas. Our industry analysis is part of our strategic case study mini course. If you haven't tried the mini course yet, the link is in the description below. All you need to do is click on it. The mini course gives you lots of ideas about what the exam is, how you can study better for the exam, how you can construct your study in a positive way so that you gain confidence. It gives you an explanation on some parts of the blueprints, and most importantly, it gives you the industry analysis as well. Now, the industry analysis, like I said, is important to help you bridge the gap and start with the pre scene in a positive way. So, I encourage you and urge you to just register for the mini course. You will receive the industry analysis and it will really add value to your studies. So now we are good to go. We are good to begin with our pre scene analysis. And I hope that it's helpful for you. I'm pretty sure there are lots of ideas which you will get from this pre scene analysis. So let's begin. The first thing that we start with is the introduction. So, Knowledge City Technology Park, or known as KCTP, is a quoted company that owns and operates a technology park, which means your company owns a technology park, it owns the land, and it also operates it, the largest in its home country. So, your technology park is the largest in its home country. First of all, I clearly see that it's a quoted company. So let's make a quick discussion. Quoted means it's listed on the stock exchange. So for your company, raising finance, access to capital growth will be better because it's listed on the stock exchange. Liquidity will also be in a good situation whenever cash is needed because you are listed. Same way, there are disadvantages because you are listed. You will have enhanced reporting requirements, lots of rules and regulations to follow. If you don't follow those rules and regulations, there is a chance of liability claims increasing. So everything has its good and bad side. But because we see an important word which says quoted, we analyze it. So keep this in mind. Your company is a quoted company. Next, the park is located close to the campus of a leading technological university, although the park is not directly affiliated with that university. So they don't have any tie ups, but it's located close to this technological university. So here is where your industry analysis knowledge really counts. And that is why I tell you to do the industry analysis first. Anybody who's done the industry analysis with me already knows that when a knowledge and when a science and technology park is based in and around good environment which has some kind of universities in and around, it adds technical knowledge. So a technological park is an area where companies have offices and laboratories and do work involving science and technology. So obviously, if you have a good supporting technological university in and around, people from that university, faculties from that university can be drawn to your technology park. So, because of the above definition, I know that being in and around campuses of major universities is ideal for my technology park. So, it's my competitive advantage. I need to keep this in mind, everyone. We are already suitably located, adding competitive advantage to the business, for your technology park. It's a good thing that you are located near a university. Further on, they're telling you that it is also located within a 1 hour drive of several other major universities. Further competitive advantage, because positioning of your technology park plays a great deal of importance and can also help you generate competitive advantage. So you are already in a good situation. This is a point that you can remember and keep in your mind whenever you are writing anything as part of your mocks, or you're just writing an answer. You can start by saying that we are already located in in an area where we are surrounded by technological universities, which adds competitive advantage to my business. So as you can see, the more you integrate the pre-scene, the better your answer becomes. And throughout this pre-scene analysis, what we are going to do is give you great ideas so that you can understand the company better, but also use the pre-scene as part of your answers more and more, so that your answer becomes more informative, so that your answer becomes more integrated, which obviously adds value when somebody is reading it. So understanding the company is very, very important. So everything that I'm pointing out for you, please do make a careful note of the same. Going forward, they tell you that you are a senior manager in KCTP's finance function. Now, as a senior manager, you need to look at the long term strategic issues. So, your E3 syllabus really comes into the picture over here. Your audience will be the board of directors. And to give a satisfactory answer, understanding the full scale of the business operation is very important. So remember, you are a senior manager, you are looking at the long term picture for the company. And if you know the details about the company, if you know the threats, the opportunities, and the and just the broader environment of the company, you can write a more informed answer. And that's what your role is as a senior manager. So you directly report to the board and advise on special projects and strategic matters suitably. Importance of your E3 syllabus. I have highlighted the word suitably for you because you need to judge, you need to make a decision as to which direction the company needs to go in, which is again part of your E3 syllabus. E3 is one of the most important pillars for this exam. Moving on. KCTP is based in Adland, a developed country. So, Adland is where your company is situated, and this country has an active and well regulated stock exchange, which means there are rules. First of all, it says developed country. Now, from our industry analysis, let's go back to the industry analysis briefly. We clearly know that a software and technology park or a science and technology park can only and only proceed, succeed, and make sure that it's prosperous if it has a good demand condition. Which means if there are high number of good universities, high number of graduates, high number of entrepreneurs, high number of venture capitalists which are available in that industry, and all of this is synonymous to a developed country, right? A developed country will have more number of good universities, more number of entrepreneurs, more number of people who are exposed to different cultures of the world. And that is important for this kind of industry because these are the people who are going to commit to technological change, disruptive change going forward. So demand conditions in Adland are going to be very strong. So from the Porter's Diamond, which we have done as part of our E3 syllabus, we can say that our country has strong demand conditions and people want to be part of such technological parks because mainly it's a developed nation, so people understand the importance of research. Plus there will be an interest and background in the technological park services. Plus, in all developed countries and in many countries around the world, the government is supporting and the government is pushing forward this industry. So in Adland also, we can assume that the same case will be in present. Also, Adland's currency is A dollars. Adland requires companies to prepare their financial statements in accordance with the IFRS. So, a very important takeaway from this page is you being in a developed country aids your growth because people will be demanding, people will make sure that such services are available and they want to be part of these services. Plus, there will be government support. So anything that you're writing in your answer, you can just simply start by saying being in a developed country has helped Adland, secure government funding or make sure that the government is supportive of their plans, and it has readily available entrepreneurs and innovators who are interested in software and technology park services. When you start your answer in that way, it adds so much value for the person who is reading it. So knowing the pre-scene, obviously very, very important, but how you use your pre-scene and leverage your knowledge that you get from the pre-scene into your answer. The more personal you make your answer to science and technology parks, to knowledge technology park, which is your company, the more value you get, the more marks you get, because that's our aim at the end of the day, right? Let's move on to technology parks. Now, technology parks are sometimes referred to as science parks as well, are areas established for occupation by companies that wish to conduct scientific or technological research and development. So now they're giving you a bit of an introduction to what the technology parks industry is like. So they're giving you a little bit of an introduction, but guess what? You would have already done my industry analysis. So you're in a very good position because you already know most of this. So you can now further relate and further come up with ideas. So they generally comprise buildings that are used as science or engineering laboratories or office used for design work or software development. So this is a market that is still growing. We clearly know that it has been in, so the first software and technology park or science and technology park, whatever you want to call it, was first developed 70 years ago, but still in many parts of the world this is up and coming. This is still an industry which has growth possibilities, so keep an eye out for that. These parks usually offer buildings or offices for rent, with tenants benefiting from the flexibility of being able to move to larger premises as they grow. So this is what you have to market around: the flexibility, the service that you're offering. The parks are usually designed for flexibility, like I said, occupying large plots of land with spaces between buildings to ensure that there is privacy as well. There is also scope to extend buildings if required in order to adapt them to the tenant's need. If a tenant says that, okay, I need more factory space that is specifically designed in this way, you should be able to do that. But a clear indication, which I've also given in the industry analysis, is that this industry is going to be capital intensive because flexibility, occupying large lands of, large areas of land, there is being multiple buildings, then extensions wherever required. All of this costs money, right? So, capital intensive nature of this industry is again highlighted for you. Technology parks are located on sites that are intended to attract significant numbers of organizations that are looking for a base from which to conduct research and development. So, technology parks mainly try to situate themselves in an area where number of organizations and there is huge demand conditions are good for research and development. So positioning and surrounding yourself with the correct environment is very important for a technology park. As for my company, KCTP, we already know that we are in a good situation. We are in a position where we are surrounded by, we are close to one major technological institute, and we are surrounded by only 1 hour difference to other institutes, to other universities. So that's a good sign. You're already in a good place. KCTP is located in and around universities and is also located in a developed country. This can be seen as a competitive advantage for your business, as I clearly pointed out for you, as I clearly mentioned to you earlier as well. So, see how we are giving you ideas, see how we are giving you, pointers to make sure you understand the company better, as well as see how it's important from an exam perspective to understand and then be able to replicate this knowledge when you finally start writing mocks. So going through the pre-scene is not a one time thing. It is what we ask our students to do repeatedly, over and over again, because that will help you go through these ideas and remember these ideas simple and easy way. Moving on, their locations frequently reflect a number of strategic considerations. So, when you are looking at setting up a technology park, there are often different considerations and different, strategies or different areas that you need to look at. First, technology parks are frequently located on the outskirts of major cities where land prices are little bit low. Sites are generally sufficiently close to the airport, main railway stations, and motorways so that people can get there in an easy way, because transportation is what is important. Many technology parks are within easy driving distance from at least one major university. This is partly because many parks were established by universities itself and so were located close to their host institution. For example, Stanford University and the Silicon Valley Technology Park. Stanford was part of the Silicon Valley Silicon Valley Technology Park. So, important consideration being mentioned here is that you must be close to a major university. There are also major advantages associated with being able to consult with leading academic researchers or having a workforce of local graduates. So that's why being close to a university is very important. Technology parks also attract tenants who are subsidiaries of major corporations who wish to draw upon expertise from local universities or give a design team the freedom to work on a specific research without any distractions. So, if there is a major corporation and they have a subsidiary in your country, they can look at setting up in a knowledge and technology park. Firstly, because they will have access to graduates from the university, high quality staff. Plus, if that's not what they're looking for, then they get a private place to do their research and development without any distraction. So this market is now becoming open to all categories. It's not only linked to startups or businesses that have venture capitalist support. There are some major corporations subsidiaries by themselves setting up in these knowledge technology parks. So opportunities are always going to come up to develop markets, to develop new segments in this industry. So, identifying growth segments in this market can be a way to enhance your presence and take opportunities. The buildings in technology parks are generally intended for sole occupancy by individual tenants. So, one tenant takes out an entire building. They are generally large spaces that are designed to equip and adapt to meet a variety of different needs. Flexibility is important, as we have to keep in mind. For example, an engineering laboratory might require sufficient space to construct a full type, prototype vehicle. So those spaces, that infrastructure needs to be made available. For example, certain businesses might require a full-sized crane, the image over here, to be part of their building. So you should be able to fit that in. You should make sure that it's safe for the tenant. All of this needs to be managed by the technology park, because it's at the end of the day your land. The tenant is just using it. Now, when I go through the entire pre-scene, and when we talk about our company or we talk about the industry as a whole, my suggestion to every student is to try and keep in mind risk areas. Try and keep in mind the risks that are prone to this business, that are inherent to this business, that are followed in this business. Over here, it's an engineering laboratory. There is a large crane, there may be a large crane or a large machine. I can see a clear business risk where something goes wrong, somebody gets hurt, somebody gets injured, some machine malfunctions, and at the end of the day the business has to handle this, because it's only a tenant, right? The land is yours, property is yours. So while you are going through the pre-scene, keep identifying the risks, keep identifying or make a separate list where you keep writing the risks once you come across them, because that will help you to analyze the company better. And let's say if a situation comes up in the exam where they're speaking about expansion, then you can straight away say that this are the major risks that we will need to take care of. Or if they're asking you to suggest further risks you need to be safe from, you will have a risk ready. So make sure while you go through this entire pre-scene, try to come up with a list of risks through your own thinking. As you go through the pre-scene, that list will really come in handy for you. Most tenants will require a steady and reliable electric supply that does not have usual fluctuations in current voltage. So this is something that you will also have to make available. Some tenants use sensitive electronic equipment that gets damaged by electrical spikes, while others operate equipment that draws a significant electric current far in excess available from the standard electricity supplies. So, flexibility, as I mentioned from the very beginning, is an important aspect of this market. For example, if you look at the machines here in this image that has been put, a very small representation, what I've tried to put, but you will see that all of these tenants will use different machines. So, electrical supply, admin management, floor space management, machinery management will be something that your business will have to be hands on any technology park business, not only your business. Until now, we have only been speaking about the technology parks industry. We have not even started speaking about my company specifically yet. They are trying to over here give you a background on what the industry is like. But if you've done my industry analysis and then you come on to this explanation, you already know most of it. Next, technology parks must invest heavily in infrastructure, ensuring that the technology park as a whole has sufficient electrical power and also distributing it safely across the campus. So you will need a whole set of electrical power management systems. You will need different inverters. You will need different management systems, which is highlighting to you clearly the capital intensive nature of the industry. And because of all of this huge land required, flexibility required, management skill required, different electric inverters required, and all of the different do's and don'ts that go with this science and technology parks industry, we know that it's going to be heavily capital intensive. So this can give rise to financing related questions bringing in your F3 syllabus. For example, they'll tell you that as of now your company is looking to expand in another country. How will you raise finance for this particular operation, because we know that it's heavily capital intensive. So your F3 syllabus on equity finance, debt finance, weighted average cost of capital, that understanding becomes, comes into the picture. So if you've done my revision course, if you've done my F3 notes, then yes, you should have a platform that you will start with, and then we will help you understand how answer writing works. So everything comes from us, but the basic knowledge is something that you need to gather from our revision notes. So we will discuss about this a little bit more in detail when we get to our company analysis. Remember, as of now, we're only talking about technology parks, only about the industry. So this requires more than just installing electrical cables. It is also necessary to fit and maintain the equipment that prevents the changes to voltage and available current when a large item of equipment located in the park is switched on and switched off. So like I said, the inverters, the voltage management machines, all of those are important, and all of those are your job. All of those are the job of the technology park to handle. Apart from electricity, technology parks have to take account of several requirements in order to meet the tenants' needs. It's not only buy the land, make the building, set the electric cables, and everything will work smoothly. No, that does not happen. There is a variety of factors which needs to be looked. So it's not only electricity, as we learnt, there is also high speed data links, which are crucial because data may be collected from remote sources or based on clouds where clients or tenants must be able to pull it up from. So you need high speed data. It may also be necessary to share large files with collaborators, accompanied by high definition video because you want to show your prototypes or you want to show your show whatever on a video call. So high speed data links will be very important. Site security again becomes extremely important because tenants may be working or developing new product range which are commercially sensitive. You don't want the design to be leaked, you don't want your workings to be leaked. So again, another possible risk which I'm looking at, if there is a break in or if there is any kind of security lapse, you will be the one to blame. So for your technology part, this is again another risk. Make sure you are collaborating a list of risks from the very beginning, like I have told you. In some cases, there could be wider security issues. For example, some tenants may be working on government contracts that involve national security concerns. It becomes an even bigger problem if there is some kind of breach when national security is concerned. So make sure you are pointing out the risks, and you can see I've drawn the arrows for you. I've made it easy for you. Your job is to simply collaborate that list. Tenants generally require security protocols like CCTVs of the footage of the campus, security office monitoring, building alarms, emergency services. All of that should be available, and at the end of the day, it's the job of the technology park to take care of this. Some tenants require admin and other business service support, so they can focus solely on research and development. They don't want to do anything else. So you again become responsible for admin as well. For example, many technology parks have centralized telephone answering services with operators who pick up calls to tenants' numbers, giving the tenants business names and transferring the call whenever necessary. So you are only focusing on research and development. Everything else, the admin business support, is again done by the technology park. Tenants are also generally keen to ensure that their staff find it convenient to work on site. One major issue is the availability of sufficient parking. You should have good parking spots, you should have places to secure bicycles, a good bus service, and good access to airports. Now you can see the huge range of services that this technology park has to provide. They need to make sure you are flexible, you provide them good land space, you provide them a good infrastructure, you take care of electricity, you take care of high speed data, you take care of security, you take care of admin, you take care of convenience and transportation. There is so much that this technology park is supposed to do, or most technology parks around the world do. So all of these facilities ensure that a technology park is a complex system of many processes being run simultaneously, and one problem leads to a domino effect. If there is a problem in let's say data, because of the problem being in internet connectivity, the system lapsed and the system was open, so people could hack into it, so security became a problem. So you can see, if there is one cog in the wheel, if there is one area which has a problem, the entire system will face a domino effect. Hence, proper management along with controls being put in place are vital. Controls being in place are extremely important for this industry, and internal controls, external controls, physical controls are something which is part of your P3 syllabus. So again, a possible area that we need to cover. Again, all of these need to be continuously looked at, continuously upgraded, and that's a full-time job. So a technology park is a complex net of systems. Let's move on. They tell us that many technology parks offer small and medium sized spaces that can be adapted and configured to meet the tenant's need. These smaller spaces are popular with companies that create designs using software, testing, results, and computer simulation. So if your job is only going to be to sit in a place, use the computer, and you'll need storage space for your different computers and different processing systems and all of that, then there are smaller spaces which are available. Many technology parks create smaller workspaces by subdividing one or more of their buildings into separate units, offering a convenient location and good physical security. Because security becomes an important part again throughout, but mainly when you're dealing with softwares, mainly when you're dealing with something that has to do with, uh, just something where there is commercial sensitivity involved. These spaces are often popular with startups who can design products using CAD, computer aided design. So, if you're a startup that is using technology to design a product and then you are using CAD to manufacture your product, then yes, relatively small spaces will be beneficial for you because you are only a tenant, you pay the rent only. If necessary, they can use secure electronic communications to send their files to fabricators who can build their prototypes using 3D printer technology. So, all of these facilities are available, and and a secure software system is also available under technology parks to help small technological businesses expand. Technology parks generally attract a wide range of tenants with different areas of interest. So, there is, like I have mentioned, the market is always growing. There are always different opportunities and different possibilities that will be available in this particular type of market. So, it's not only engineering firms, it's not only IT related firms that are situated here. There are electronic firms, there are computer science firms that focus on software as well as hardware. There are biotechnology firms, there are consulting firms relating to software, relating to any other financial possibility. So there is a wide range of clients that are now getting interested in these technology parks because of the services, because of the flexibility mainly that these parks provide. But being closer to universities makes sure that these companies also have the required graduates or the required local people who will be willing to be part of these A-list companies to further their career as well as help the technology park grow. So everything, this whole industry is interlinked. You can see how it's related to one another, and the opportunities are endless. It's not only technology firms that use this, always developing new sectors of people who, or markets who can use technology parks, can be an effective area to look at. Moving on, consulting is what one of the major areas were which are tenants of software technology parks. So what is consulting? Consulting refers to tenants who are located on the technology park in order to sell services to third parties rather than conduct their own research and development. So they don't conduct research and development, they are looking to sell services to third parties. And that's also a branch of people that are now getting interested in technology parks, because in and around that same technology park there will be so many businesses that they are exposed to and that they look at as an opportunity to sell their services. They do not necessarily aim to work with their fellow tenants, so it's not only the tenants that they aim to work with, although the large number of nearby businesses with an interest in research may create a useful local market for these consulting firms to sell their services. So it's a win-win for everybody. Possibilities of this market do seem endless in terms of who can use technology park services, like we mentioned. Now, some tenants' activities can go beyond research and development. For example, limited manufacture and sale of parts and components is also possible. An electronic company might have a clean room in its building that is used to manufacture limited quantities of products for sale to third parties. The rents charged by technology parks means that it is not cost effective to conduct mass manufacturing there, because obviously the technological park will charge you for it, but infrastructure and availability of expertise might encourage tenants to offer a small manufacturing service in that area itself. Now, Adland has 27 technology parks, but in the beginning itself, we read that we are the largest of the same. So Adland has 27 technology parks spread across the country. You are the largest, means you are reputed, means you have that particular drive where people want to work in your technology park. Otherwise, how would you become the largest, right? Anchor clients are necessary. So this is an upcoming industry with limitless possibilities of growth. This industry is effectively trying to change the conventional model of office slash workspace ownership. These vary in size, so the technology parks vary in size, some being little more than large converted office blocks that offer small to medium sized spaces for software development, like we learned, but others are built on large campus spaces with several major units for rent and infrastructure required to support a range of large scale activities. So, out of these 27 technology parks, there are small ones as well that only offer software development and small laboratories. But on the other hand, there are large campuses like ours that have several major buildings for rent and have the infrastructure required to support a range of large scale activities. Moving on, we speak further about prospective tenants. Now, prospective tenants are often attracted by the possibility of collaborating with other tenants. Now, mainly you join these technology parks, like we know, because there are major clients that are already set up. So, you want to explore the possibility of working with them, collaborating with them, and that is why these technology parks work. So, for this market, enticing slash persuading a respectable slash famous client to work with you can go a long way, as others will follow. So, for example, if I have a very big, let's say, mobile phone manufacturing company who has its headquarters in my software technology park, they're not manufacturing, but they have a headquarter in my software or science and technology park, then that is a catalyst for others to follow, right? So having the right tenants, as we learned in the industry analysis, is very important for this industry again. Next, your client portfolio over here can be seen as a competitive advantage in this industry. Such collaborations can take many different forms, including the direct provision of paid services. There can also be natural synergies, such as a tenant who is engaged in the development of batteries for electric vehicles, hoping to collaborate with other tenants who are engaged in related areas of vehicle design. For example, you give them the batteries, they make the body. So both of you can work together and a natural synergy arises. Again, it's possible because of the portfolio of clients that you have. Next. Now, even when commercial confidence makes it difficult to collaborate directly, tenants often benefit from being associated with a location that is attractive to potentially interested parties, such as corporate designers, job applicants, and other professional contacts. You will, because of that software technology park and the universities in and around it, these factors of production, we can call them, or drivers of interest in this software and technology park or science and technology park are increased because of the following factors, such as job applicants, professional contacts, and so on. So, as you can see, throughout the entire pre scene, we are pointing out areas for you and giving you ideas on how you can further integrate the pre scene into your answer, plus helping you understand the whole world of a technology park with my pre scene analysis that we did now, plus with the extra industry analysis I made you do. So these important highlights give you areas that you're supposed to focus on, give you important points that you can focus on to encourage and improve your understanding of the company given to us. So with that, we come to the end of the first part of our pre-scene analysis. That's the first part. So thank you for being here. For more details, you can log on to our website. We have a full pre-scene analysis available that will touch about 2 hours and 15 to 20 minutes. So it goes to great detail through whatever is remaining of the pre-scene, plus gives you very good insight into the financials. So full financial analysis, a full ratio analysis, a detailed explanation of the company's financial position, also done by us as part of the pre-scene analysis. So the entire pre-scene analysis is about 2 hours and 15 minutes, covering each and every part, giving you details, giving you ideas for each and every part of the pre-scene, and making sure you understand the company, which is the core of your exam. So, like I already said, have you viewed our free mini course yet? If not, try it now. It adds great value to your study. It shows you how you can study with the blueprint explanations. It shows you how you can study with our simple E3, P3, F3 notes, as well as gives you access to the introduction and to the industry analysis video, as well as the PDF file. So I hope you found this experience helpful. I hope our pre-scene helps you understand the company better. And I will see you for part 2 of the pre-scene analysis. Thank you very much, everyone.